Hello, it's Dr. T. I'm a tech trainer and career coach, and I help professionals transition to tech by leveraging their existing skills and abilities. Today, I wanted to come on and talk to you about the specific role that you are applying for. I've had some clients reach out to me to help them prepare for their Scrum Master interview, but as we look through the job description, we're not quite sure what specifically they're hiring for. Are they hiring for a project manager, product owner, or Scrum Master? So I came on today to walk you through just a quick snapshot of the Scrum Master role and to help you look for these key elements as you prepare for the interview and certainly apply for a position, just to make certain that you are applying for a Scrum Master position. So we've talked in a variety of our videos about the Scrum Master role and it being a servant leadership position and the main task that the Scrum Master is responsible for. But I brought it all together in this one slide. So let's walk through. So the main task that a Scrum Master is responsible for is, in being that servant leader, is removing impediments. You take ownership of any blockers or any impediments that's keeping the team from delivering value and delivering quality within the particular iteration or increment. You also are responsible for ensuring that the Agile methodology and Scrum practices are being implemented at the team level. So you may have to deliver some quick ad hoc training or refresher sessions for your team to help them through things like user story estimation and sizing, or writing clear user stories. So you have to be that expert in Agile and Scrum in order to be able to coach or train your specific team members. You also are responsible for being a facilitator. So you facilitate all of the Scrum activities, from the stand-ups to the backlog grooming to sprint planning and retrospectives and sprint reviews. So you have to understand who should be involved and what the expected outcome is for each of the activities. And another task is that backlog management. So here you're working with the product owner to create some clear epics that drive home the scope to the team so that the team can in turn create those user stories that become a part of the sprint backlog. So product owner is responsible for the product backlog and the Scrum team is responsible for the sprint backlog, as the work items are traceable back to the epics that are in the product backlog. So you support that backlog management as well. So if you are looking at a position and there's no mention of anything related to these tasks, the organization may not specifically be looking for a Scrum Master. They may be looking for a project manager, an Agile project manager, or they may be looking for a product owner, but calling it a Scrum Master. So that's the kind of information you're looking to get clear on within your interview. Understand there have been some positions where I've seen a candidate has gotten an interview for project manager / Scrum Master. So you need to get some idea in terms of the mix of projects that they have. Are they still functioning for some scope of work from a waterfall perspective? And so half of your time is being spent as a project manager. And are they rolling out Scrum and you're helping the organization perhaps manage a couple of teams to get a proof of concept for Scrum? So you just need to get that clarity in terms of what percentage of time is spent in either role, or are they under the impression that the roles are the same? So you need to get that clarity. From a skill perspective, if they're looking for a Scrum Master, they're looking for a great communicator, as you'll be working across teams, you'll be communicating scope and giving direction to your team members in terms of what the expected outcomes are for each of the Scrum activities. And in that, you'll also be a great facilitator as you'll work across teams to drive out that scope and drive out any dependency requirements. So you'll need to be the great facilitator, pulling the right people in to achieve an expected outcome. You'll be a great time manager also. The work in Scrum is broken out in iterations or sprints. And so you'll need to make certain that you're helping the team understand that delivery timeline and what is to be delivered in that sprint. And then also from a daily stand-up perspective, stand-ups are typically 15 minutes long. So you'll be a good steward of that time and making certain that the team members have the opportunity to bring forth any impediments or blockers. So you'll manage time well in order to get that outcome. You'll be a great problem solver and critical thinker. You'll help the teams clarify any scope issues and understand what is to be delivered and what the expectations are from a user story acceptance perspective. You'll use those problem solving and critical thinking skills as well in terms of helping the team write great user stories. You'll be that person to help figure out what issues they may have and when it's the proper time to pull in the product owner to help clarify as that development team is writing their user stories. So you'll be that problem solver. You'll get those impediments removed, and you'll be that critical thinker in terms of how the team delivers that value and that quality throughout the Scrum activities and the Scrum ceremonies. Now, from a training perspective, you'll have a great grasp of the Agile methodology, those 12 guiding principles and the 4 value statements, and you'll understand Scrum framework and the activities and the outcomes and the practices involved, especially from a user story development perspective and estimation perspective, because those are the items that feed into the metrics for the team. So you'll have that kind of training and most likely certification in Scrum and Agile. Now, from a salary perspective, here's where you have to have that clarity. So I've had a client talk to me about a role where they were offered $60,000. Now, salary.com puts the low salary for a Scrum Master just under $112,000 and the high just over $163,000. So that's an indication that this is a critical role. It's a role where you are leading and you are a servant leader. It's typically not an entry-level position, as most often you're being pulled in to help guide the organization either by one team, or you may have one team under a proof of concept, or you may have a variety of teams that you're helping to support. So it's a critical role, and you need to be compensated accordingly. So make certain that you do your research from a regional perspective for Scrum Masters, and based on where you are and where the position is and where it falls within this salary range that we have here. And then also in that interview, as you're getting clarity on the tasks, the skills and responsibilities, also understand what's that next step from a position progression perspective. Oftentimes Scrum Masters move from the team level to the enterprise level and become an Agile coach, or take ownership after having extensive experience in guiding the team on delivering various products. Also taking that next step and becoming a product owner. So find out if the organization has any of these either these roles available now, or if they're looking to expand once the Agile and Scrum proof of concept is proven. So you want to get clarity on what specific role they're hiring for so that you understand where you move through, where you take your skill set within the organization, and then certainly how well you're being compensated, because this is a critical role with a high level of responsibility, and you would bring a skill set that should be adequately compensated. So I just wanted to give you this snapshot of the role, help you understand what you should be looking for in a job description and what you should be looking for in an advancement opportunity and in a salary perspective. So I hope this helps. If you have any further questions about the role, leave them in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks. Bye-bye.